to this glorious live. I feel that this topic was more, you know what I'm saying, for this channel right here. In this channel, we're going to go through a lot of different things dealing with the spiritual aspects. You know, my other channels are also dealing with spirituality, but it's also corporeal senses as well as combined, you know. But this one, you know what I'm saying, is like, yo, this is dealing with history and, you know, the correctness and, you know, dealing on the science of life. So, starting off today's mathematics is knowledge. Knowledge is the foundation of all things that exist that we see. You know, we look, listen, and observe, and that's how we gain this actual information. Also by respecting it. This is how you get information. Knowledge is dealing in equality with all things that exist. Nothing can equal knowledge, but knowledge equals everything. The knowledge that we use as the foundation is the foundators, which is the Most High Creator, the Father, the Abba, the I am, the true I am, which you are, the all in all, the all person, the all spirit, the all. All right. So in the alphabet, you know, that's the all, the A. We're not dealing with the certain, you know, religious guys that came after the fact. All right. So, excuse me, pardon me, y'all. I just got to eat one of them old good oranges. So anyhow, we have a solar eclipse popping up. It's the second one going on this year. You know, people have been kind of sleep on this one. They don't know, like, oh, it's another one going on. They just know about the Amaru one and, you know what I'm saying, the eggs that it formed on the land and all of these different things. But, and however, there's one that comes from the Pacific where your brother's at. You know what I mean? We're sending it down to South America, man. You know what I'm saying? The eclipse is the beginning to show you the beginning and the end of things. We're establishing the true Sabbath or the Shabbat, so we don't be shenatting it no more. You know, we're only in the flesh. We're still like, you know, caterpillars that's getting ready to be butterflies and this and you know what I'm saying, and grow and develop in the spiritual nature. But right now we're infants. We're the most highest babies. We're infants in this era, and the world is more mature at this point, and you know it's a little older than us. But now we're more mature as well as in the spirits that are being born and quickened into this world. So now Most High is taking into account, you know what I'm saying, is pruning the planet as far as like dealing with spirits, because when spirits die, they just don't stay, they can't all stay on the earth. You know what I mean? So if they did, they would just be overran, they'd just be just fucked up. So there has to be a cleansing thing that goes on. That's when all things, there's Most High gives you an example. Just look at an animal. It cleanses the babies. You see their mama cleans the babies. The mama is sacrificial in some type of life forms when you're dealing with, you know, when your mama and daddy or just mama in general, because that's the one that shows she's getting the information from the unseen, which is represented as like the father, the voice, you know, and she's bringing it into reality, like the the animals that are like crabs and, you know, the exoskeleton shells where they allow, you know, the babies, they consume them and shit. You know what I'm saying? Like the arachnids, spiders, and you know, scorpions and shit like that, man. To show you like, damn, that's what's up. So anyhow, though, it's just so different, so many different examples that the Most High give through different forms of creation that we just tune into and we able to learn and master. You know what I mean? And beginning to celebrate and give glory and the glories of the Creator's heavens. You know what I mean? So anyhow, establishing the true Shabbat, so we don't be shabbating it no more, man. You know, and this is going to be established right after the solar eclipse on the 2nd, and this is all happening all at once. We got a new moon, which is a new moon. We always we celebrate or honor the Sabbaths on the new moons, on the moon cycles, which is like you got the first quarter, the second, you know, second, and you got, you know, the half, and you got, you know, the half, second quarter, all these different things. Boom, 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 boom. Just put it all together. That's 4 weeks. That's a true month. All right. And that's not nothing demonic about that. The woman has her menstrual cycle goes the same thing as it says menstrual. You know what I mean? Kind of break that down phonetically, whichever way you want to do it. So, but it's the same thing. So everything line up according to that moon. Whether also you see it's a moon map of Earth. If you look at certain, if the map is on the moon, you know, if you look at certain, if you're into different YouTubes who are aware of those different things, I got some things I would probably recommend to you. So I'll show you on the playlist later. Anyhow, though, but right now we're establishing the true Shabbat, you know, whereas we're honoring the moon cycle. So a new moon comes up, you're naturally going to honor that day. When I work out, I only work out 7 days, 6 days a week, and on the 7th day, I rest, just like I used to. It's not like God created these different things and then they rest, but this actually helps with your creativity and growing, just recycling yourself, just sitting down and rest. This is not the Sabbath now, it's the day before. So I only eat, then right on the last one, which is and on the last moon also, you don't eat nothing. Usually you can eat something, but I don't eat nothing during the day anyways, you know. I just keep that, and just I happen to develop that type of discipline, I guess, to say it like such, because I was eating once a day. But then I started seeing you're supposed to graze on fruit throughout those days or throughout that time, and on days that I don't, on the days that are not Shabbat or Sabbath, I don't. I just graze on fruit. I'm saying, but on the Sabbath, I just don't graze on nothing. At the end of the day, until the sunset, and it's time to eat, and I just rest and just you know allow my mind to be clear. And this is what we should be doing, really, because this is what Most High wants you to do, and it be in alignment with with the holy, with the high exalted angels, because everything's built on an up and up, and it gets lighter and lighter and lighter. And so when now we're establishing this whole little, I ain't gonna say the whole little, but we're establishing the Sabbath, the true Sabbath, where we're not doing it on the same date as the Jewish individuals do, because we'll be off cosmically, and we're not striving to be off cosmically. And with this new moon coming up, and they say there's gonna be a new moon in the sky, they could have been told us, years ago, man. They didn't want to reveal that to you. It's a lot of things they didn't want to reveal to you, even if it does show. So remember, they could put things in the sky too. They could put little things if it catches on to orbit, that can affect their personality, you know. But if they didn't put it into orbit and it was coming around just due to the Earth's setting and placement in the cosmic scheme of things, then yeah, that'll happen. But we're not going to get too far into that right now. All we're going to get into is what we know what we have, because we got the stars above, and we know where everything is lined up at. Only thing we don't know is that, excuse me, is if we're on tropic, or if we're on Vedic or sidereal. In the sidereal, everything moves back a degree or so, or whatnot. But in the tropics, like I say, certain people will be signs like on Earth. Like on Earth, I'm a Virgo. You know what I mean? So, but in heaven, a Leo. Dude. Like all 6 placements in Leo. On Earth, all 6 placements in Virgo. They're like, damn, you got 6. Yeah, man. And I'm sitting back looking from afar at my moon sign. I'll tell you that another time. You know what I'm saying? When we looking at each other's natal charts and seeing the actual how Mosai put his hand and imprint on these charts to make us combine as chosen in the first place. You know what I mean? So with that being said, you have to be like, what I'm saying, as far as like the rest, it's important to rest. It's like if you're working out, spiritual workouts and physical workouts go hand in hand. And when I say spiritual, you may not be able to see, certain sargus or certain suas or whatever you want to say, certain like I don't say whatever you want to say, whichever people will refer to it as with dead people, using your clairvoyance with all your clairs and things. Hey, go to B, the bumblebee. You know, you can catch on to the spiritual nature of things when you get the signs and symbols for the conscious minds of like certain animals that come by you. They can be animals of, you know, they're those type of animals. They could be animals of your ancestors that's helping you out, or they could just actually be the Most High that's coming through. It's up to you to feel the discernment. Like, damn, Most High come all the way from the highest heaven to come to me in the form of a butterfly and just lets me know certain things, you know. So yeah, they try to block certain things, but this is a very magical moment in time that they haven't even been recorded for a long ass time. The Mayans most likely knew about this, but this is that's about it, man. Muslim and everybody else didn't really know too much. So yeah, exercising and working out, and eating your fruits, berries, and your melons, and celibacy is key in these times, man, and especially in these day and ages, because everybody's into sex, man. Especially the men, they're just so low at this point that it's just it is they let themselves go. And when you let yourself go, you allow yourself to see how the lower vibration is, the lower self is. We go into that lower self, they call it Satan, lighter shade of tan, whatever you want to call it, in the flesh, but it's also darkness too, man. You know what I mean? So it just depends on who's able to hold them dark entities in them the most, you know. And but that's not what we're striving to do. You know what I mean? We're establishing something right and exact. The kingdom is naturally being established on earth, as it is in the established heavens on earth, and this heavens is going to be on in the flesh as well. Not just remnants. Ain't that right, little thuggy dove? Come here, baby. Come here, baby. You gonna look at thug dove gonna come up on a knock. What's happening? What's happening? And then they like, man, we've been waiting out here for so long. We like, yo, you gonna give us something or what? Damn, son. It's like, hey, that's kind of like what you feel when you feel them. But yeah, we got Swift. We got Swift right there. Uh-oh. Let me break it down for y'all real quick. Dun-dun-dun. But yeah, it's a glorious day, man. On the wisdom day, that's when the solar eclipse is going to be. That's when knowledge is known. Whose knowledge is known? The creator, the most high. Come on, get off the shoes right there. You got to get off, baby. Come on. Knock it over. That's when the creator's knowledge is known. I just told you to get off. Yeah, see? For everyone to see, you know? Now we're going to have new moons and things to play with, speculate about. We don't know shit. Ain't that right? Come here, Thuggy Dubs. We don't know nothing. That's Swift. Thuggy Dub. I got to move out the way because I don't want them all in my face. They're going to knock the phone over. And now we're going to have new ways. Wisdom borns wisdom. You know, wisdom is the woman, symbolic to the woman. Who woman? The original woman, the native woman, the real Indian, the Indian. Come on, baby. Over here, you get it. The real one, you know what I mean? So the woman, she gives the X chromosome. The man gives the Y chromosome. Y is the answer asked by those who are in search of knowledge and understanding. Y'all gonna have to get off of the phone. I'm gonna put that right over here because they looking at me. They looking at me, looking at the phone. They're like, who is he talking to? I don't know, but it's not us. So anyhow, though, that's on the knowledge. That's on the wisdom day. All this occurs on the wisdom day and the moon. She's also symbolic to the moon. The black woman, yeah. Or the original woman. They call black people black. It's just sad. They just talk so much stuff. You know, it's kind of crazy. Let me lift this up. And hopefully we're good. Yeah, it's so sad, G, because it's really crazy because of the simple fact that they just want niggas to not love each other or love themselves at all, P. You know what I mean? So it's like, and niggas got a lot of love to the point they hurt their own self. But this finna stop, G. You know what I mean? Only the right ones is going to link up the right way. And that's how you get everything is crackulating and populating. You know what I mean? Watch out, little thuggy dubs. Y'all know y'all want to trip over the cord. I know you do. But yeah, that's the wisdom day. B. Oh man, that was my fault. I had to catch it. So B. B being born, all right? Being born. Born is to exist. B is to exist. Born to bring into reality. The reality of corporeal reality or anything that is made sensual for you to comprehend. It could be mental, physical, emotional, all these different things. But to be is to exist. Just like a bee. You know what I mean? Just like a bee. So all these things is happening on these divine days, you know. And fasting, which is the true Sabbath, because it's a new moon. So fasting on them days is key. You know, any channel, they should be telling you this. Any Hebrew Israelite, they should be telling your ass that. And I'm not running around here like Hebrew Israelite on your asses. But they should be telling you this. What y'all thuggy duff? They should be telling you this. But they ain't. Why? Because the Most High, it's got a blanket. It's like a veil over them at this stage, and they have to listen. Because when you arrogantly sit out on the corner and tell people things, and you can't get information by certain things, by looking, listening, and observing, which is a knowledge degree, which is right now the foundation. This is how you do it. By dealing in equality with all things, you just shut the hell up and be silent and just listen. That's all knowledge is. Just listen. You can be like, okay, well, shit, I'm not gonna let me go ahead and really actually honor this Sabbath, this Shabbat right here, the real one. Let me go ahead and really, like, damn, let me use the moon cycles for this. Let me fast. Let me not spill my seed for this, man. This is very important. This feels like it's important to do. This is this is going to unify us. Semen retention is going to unify us, my niggas. That's gonna save the world, G. That's for real. Once you gain control of that, bitches gotta get in order. And I gotta keep it real too, P. Just like that, man. Once you gain control of your mastery of your sexual organs, then you move up to the next three, and then the next, you know, it's every 3 months you get to a new level. And that's the fun about it. That's your inner temple. You got all kind of just rooms in these temples, all kind of talents all up in these temples. You'll be playing with all that shit. Just say if you're a freestyler. Before you know it, man, you be freestyling so cold, you don't even know. You're just doing automatic writing like, I don't know what the hell's coming out my mouth. I'm just, you just like, damn, you ain't even got to write shit, you know? And I'm not saying it in a funny way, but this is for real. Like, not like clipping in and freestyle like that. I'm talking about like really not missing a beat, man. And also just making whatever your shit is, you know? You do it every day. Semen retention is going to save the world, man. And watch, once we do it, and watch how everybody they got to get in order, G. It's like one thing, they don't want to sing like no punk. But nigga, if a po nigga, most I send you a nigga that's like outside homeless and shit, you know what I'm saying? Even writing his act just glistening and glowing and ain't not egotistical either. Just saying some real shit outside. Had to go to a spot to actually build and shit because shit, that's the only way you can get the information. Like if a mug is outside, I'm not rich. If I was just rich and had hella money and I'm just sitting at the back of my pool and shit, like, yeah, man, you gotta have semen retention. That's how you get all this shit. You know what I'm saying? See this mansion right here? I had semen retention. No, you're gonna have to see it from the beginning. Like, nigga, we out here outside, nigga, it's sunny. You gotta if it rains, you gotta go weather the storm somewhere. You know what I mean? If it rains, you gotta go weather the storm. You know what I mean? But then you got your light in you. That's what matters, man. And that's what's gonna keep your ass secure. That's what God is at. You know what I'm saying? See, it's a difference between loneliness and being alone. That's the difference. When you're alone, you with the Creator and you with His high exalted angels. You know, which is your cousins. You know what I'm saying? The ones who graduated off the earth plane, or those who's getting ready to, or those who's keeping a lookout on you in the group. They on you. You know, it's because you went and did start to do the work. And doing the main work is paying your tithes, is through the semen retention. This is how you get the light up to the crown chakra, chief. This is what niggas are supposed to be doing. This is what we've been doing. This is what they envied in us the whole time. Our light was so high when we was playing around and shit. It just made them feel just like we never liked it bullshit. They never liked it righteous shit, man. And that's because you controlled your sexual energy. But as you start dipping into the tree of life, it started dropping. Then next thing you know, when people seeing you doing, they think it's okay because it's embedded in their genetics that you're like the foundation. Because we're dealing on the foundation of things. Most High's people is the foundation of the earth. Like he set up people to be the example on earth. Like you can't see the Most High Creator. You can only see him through different things, but you can feel him through the heart. It's an energy. It's a frequency. So with that being said, it's like, you know, you gotta get your mucus up out you too, because mucus ain't really the cause of sickness. When you swallow that motherfucker and you've been eating pests and parasites and all that shit, man, yeah, you're gonna get sick, man. You're gonna be autoimmune and shit. That's AIDS. That's real AIDS and shit, which is really not even a disease. It's just response to your body's, you know what I'm saying, to things that's outside of you, to certain chemicals that's outside of you. Peace. Yo, Mr. Lotus, what's happening? Yeah, man, you know, that's semen retention it's for everybody. But I'm just letting you know, far as for the hardest, because we've been through some shit. But if every man can do this, they'll master anything that they seem is weak inside of them. Even if the Kundalini went the opposite direction, and that's dealing with gatedom, you know. And I'm not against gatedom. It's just the fact that that's a hypersexual individual, and if individuals who knew that they were like and can admit it with themselves, because there's different kinds, and if they can admit it and just like, yo, I'm gonna go on this fast, this semen retention fast, at least trying to heal my body, you know what I mean, and my thoughts, so I won't be so much thinking about certain things, you know, when I'm by myself and in my alone time, you know what I'm saying. That's when I'll find myself lonely and not being alone with the Creator. So that's another thing, you know, and that's not like the shunning, because Most High know these things is going down on earth. You know, just because you're breathing, you're connected to the actual Most High, and if you're a Midgard, you have a chance to get up into Etheria. It don't matter who you is, you have a chance. It's like, don't blow that chance, because this is some real life shit, and they can say all kind of stuff with thoughts and memories because, you know, they played on things. You know, they resetted the world a few times, and you know, and they know that you have genetic memory, but and that it's only a matter of time before it starts to come back. but then, they reset it again. But now we're in a time where it's like, hey, they may not have the power to do such no more. You may just, once everybody starts stacking up that tree of life, getting it back up, oh man, phew, it's like you gotta have to be born again versions. And these energies that's in the cosmos, that's in the solar system, what's going our solar system or our little world, you know what I mean? Because every little puddle is a little world. The sun making this vortexian current around its world, and along with the other vortexian currents that comprise of that world's atmosphere, which we will refer to as atmospheria of different worlds. And everyone's atmospheria is just a little different. Certain atmospheres, certain worlds never had a drop in their vibration, never experienced a false god. Certain worlds experience false gods in certain cycles. Certain worlds experience minuscule false gods. Certain worlds experience false gods through the whole thing, where the whole world had to be destroyed. Like, nigga, this shit just overran with evil ass spirits, nigga. We gotta take this motherfucker out and it's gonna reset again. It's like angels do that. And the angels are considered like Star Trek. Like, them niggas on USS Enterprise, them motherfuckers can utilize their ship, can like beam shit on their planets that they go past that can fix certain things on that world, like a hole in the ozone or some shit, which is in a hole in the atmosphere. You know what I mean? Because there's some evil ass motherfuckers on their world, and they're not telling you that. But if you did the knowledge of certain books, you know what I'm saying, and put it together, like the Owaspi kind of, that's where everybody got their little shit from, to tell you about what heaven and earth is. You know what I mean? The good and the bad. You got that little good dude and bad dude on one side, and in the '80s we always had those shows that showed the good and the bad on one side, and you be listening to that bad. But the Most High is the all judge, and it'll allow that to happen, so you gain an understanding if you want to do bad or if you want to do good, or you want to do things that is unripened, or you want to do things that are ripened. That's pretty much how it's looked at, like spiritually, like unripened and ripened. If you want to keep doing unripened things, you would descend to doing descend instead of ascend. You want to always be ascending, like that one rock and roll song, whatever song is like always ascending. It ain't rock and roll, but it's a cool little song. It came out some years ago, like several. But yeah, you want to always ascend. You know what I mean? And so by doing that, it's just like shedding off things of the earth. You began to get lighter and lighter and lighter and lighter. That's your weapon. Is the light. I know it seems like, damn, that's the light, but yeah, it's crazy. It is crazy, because once you develop that light, it becomes so bright that, like when the Most High took that light from niggas, or took his presence from niggas, they still was using that light for a while, but they were still getting murdered and shit. You know what I mean? But they were still not trying to kill nobody. It wasn't because of fear. It wasn't because of fear. They would have did it, nigga. You know what I'm saying? They did have wars. It's documented, but they could have did more, and they just didn't do it. Just because of the Most High was embedded in them, the great all spirit, but just embedded in them for so long. They went through a false god named Aruhu or Ahura, who already had discovered America in the second resurrection, and and began to put his evil plots on it. And that's hence when everybody started just worshiping, the stars, instead of just knowing that the stars just only play a role in the great cosmic scheme, because they're under another set of rules, and their rules is under another set of rules. It goes higher and higher and higher. This is how the Most High checks the lower dimensions, because the lower dimensions will always think that they running shit, and they don't be, until big bros come through like, yeah, you can't be doing this and this and this, and Mud's got to graduate off of this, and they got to do this and this, and if you keep doing this, then it ain't gonna happen. So I'm gonna give you a chance to make your choice, and I'm gonna give you a kingdom. You're gonna see to yourself, and I'm gonna let you sit over there for however long it takes you to get that. You got to get the fuck up and keep on ascending, and most I'll leave you in the heaven, the subjected heaven and shit, man. Because there's so many infants that die in the world. And as many people in the world, there's half of those die in infancy. So it's like, what are those spirits? You think they just disappear? Mothers just go with it. It's like it's over now and shit. Them spirits are born into the spirit realm, deaf, dumb, and blind even more. They don't even know what the hell's going on. I got banana peel on my face, y'all, so I probably got some stuff on there. You know what I mean? But they're deaf, dumb, and blind spiritually now, because they ain't having a chance to live a corporeal life. So now they got to grow in the spirit realm. And a lot of those spirits were given the chance and opportunity by the Creator because they still grew and graduated off of their world. They just didn't live a corporeal life. They just grew in the spirit, which they continued on. Where you still get into your starships and you still go to different worlds and shit like that, but you don't know how the physical people are. It's kind of like on Star Trek again, where there's some people who just don't go on the planet because they don't know what corporeal life is about. Like how, like Picard and them know they know some lives. Well, not Picard, but like because Picard showed that he had an iron heart and shit, so he probably never did have a life. You know what I mean? But I mean a corporeal life. But that's the secret that they have on the inside. You know what I mean? So they grow. So when Most High let them see that, yo, I got a place in the firmament where you can go and you can go live. You know what I'm saying? I want you to be the first fruits of the world that I just created. It's like a thing that they get. It's like we hear the voice. Anybody who graduated off of a world, everybody's in tune with the voice. Like in America, when the Great Spirit was around, everybody's in tune. Everybody talked to God. Like, and you see niggas always talking to God by themselves. That's because everybody's in tune to God. Everybody's gonna do that now. They're not gonna be praying to a certain angel who go to a certain rabbi and who goes to da 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 da. It's not gonna be like that no more. Now y'all gonna feel how it feels too. Like when we talk straight to God and shit, because we getting back online and they Most High is gonna show everybody now. And it's using the poorest of the poor. The first shall be last and last shall be first, and all that. You know what I'm saying? All that's playing a role. And they put a knocker like myself in front of you. So you be like, okay, this is what you do. You gotta kind of maintain your happiness, but not exactly, but to your degree. You know, so he tells these spirits, man, who never lived a corporeal life, to go into a world and experience it. So what they do is the same thing you do corporeally when you get into a womb, but you have help from the mother, when she breathes in these elements through her nostrils, she formulates the physical body. It takes 9 months to do. Whereas when you're a spirit, you land on the planet, you can just take the corporeal elements right out the air and just only Ethereans really can do shit like that. And atmospherians to do it too. But I'm saying Ethereans really they on point. But they just use the elements out of the air and boom. Just kind of like on Star Trek again. But they'll say that they beam down on Earth and they got the photons and they just. But they explain that in another Star Trek called Enterprise that they got the technology from certain species. But really, that just shows you that they trade with other Etherians to get certain technologies from certain other Etherians who traveled the Most High's vast universe. We can say Hawa, whichever word we give him, Egoquin, whatever name, you know what I mean? And so, except a singular name that it means it's a solo God, but we need an all-person spirit. So, so basically, yeah. So that's what these beings do. And so when Most High tells them like, yo, don't have sex with these beings that's on the world that I'm going to create as mortals, don't have sex with them. This is the angels now. You know what I'm saying? So the angels don't know what that means because they don't know corporeal worlds. They haven't graduated with a corporeal life. So this is like a school for angelics or Essenes or angels who never got a chance to live a corporeal life. And so now they did. So what they do, they partook in the tree of life. They had sex and they never knew what it was about. And so they had it in the physical form. And then they started going down and descending in their lower selves. And they had to stay, each one had to stay 6 generations. That's what we have to do. If you continue to mate with certain individuals that are from the world that you visit, and you're just supposed to just bear fruit in the world. In some worlds, it don't happen that way. In a lot of worlds, it do, because this is how the angels get corporeal lives. We're talking about this all before the day before the true Sabbath, which is tomorrow, which is the great solar eclipse. Which ain't this is not no quinky dinky. It coincides with your brother out here in the Pacific where that solar eclipse starts. You know what I'm saying? So anyhow, it starts in the morning too, on the horizon. So mine's in the horizon. I mean, y'all just get outside and breathe if you don't know where it's at. The water coming into us. Look at that. Bringing it all the way in. Look at them tides, man. Washing out the beach. That's what's going to happen. Washing out shit. You know what I'm saying? We're bringing in new shit, man. And this is divine. You should be grateful to be in a time like this. You should be rejoicing. You know what I'm saying? This is like, you're not even, it's just so simple. Be like, damn, I can't believe I'm witnessing something that is so simple. Could I be? It don't mean, I don't need 100 million, 1,000 motherfuckers. All I need is you. You gotta touch you. Look at that. The Most High speaks through is creation. He speak very good. He can speak real good through a lot of creation, but not every man can speak his words to perfection. But can get damn near close to that shit, depending on who they speaking to and what they need. Look at all these elements coming into a knocker right now. They looking over at me like, nigga, this nigga bringing in these motherfucking elements and shit? Because I'm over here on this phone. I'm over here holding one. holding the joint out in the clouds, and the sun is beaming through the cloud. You know what I mean? And we got Thuggy Dove. What's up, Thuggy Dove? Somebody put some over there. We got Thuggy Dove right here. You know what I mean? That's the vibration. You know what I'm saying? So we're keeping the vibe hella high and shit. You know, of course, with the nutrients, 'cause that keeps it up. So you ain't got to always be drinking herbs and stuff. You know what I mean? Or just always just like just be fantasizing about health. You can be doing it too. Because once you work out, that's gonna move that lymph. That's gonna make you want to get the mucus up out you. Hawk me up. It's like, you know what I'm saying? That's what's gonna make it happen. Hawa, boy. That's what the water's saying. It's saying, Hawa. That's the first name we heard of the creator. That's told to us in Hebrew, Paleo Hebrew, ancient Paleo Hebrew. That's just beautiful, man. It's bringing in all the nutrients in. So something big gonna go down in the world, especially if it starts out here. You know what I mean? It's like the middle. It's like the heart chakra of the earth. You gotta feel a certain way. Somewhere you got big brother out here now. We all start getting up on that semen retention, changing the world, raising the vibration of the world. It's just I started with one, and we ain't all had to be holding hands saying kumbaya and shit. You know, we ain't have to do all that. Well, we had to be in our separate locations. You know what I'm saying? Our own quantum singularity. You know, and you know, our own ground zero, our own vortexian current, starting from where you're at. You know, that's how you control the weather and calm the seas. So, you know, and it all goes with the breath. It's like when you're making love and you know you don't want to, release. You got to have that breath like, whew, you know what I'm saying? So it continue to flow, that kundalini going up. You know what I'm saying? Because that woman, you're looking down at her. She's eyes rolling. She's all chained. She smells good. Her legs is all thick. Things that you can go weak for a woman on because you have a heart of gold. Shit. It's naturally. Don't be shy to admit that shit. Like, man, you know what I'm saying? Your heart is connected to your divine eye, your dick, man. Shit. You don't want to fuck your heart up, dog. Ain't that right, Swift? You know what I'm saying? You don't want to fuck your heart up, dog. You know what I'm saying? And that's real. Don't act like you hard, like you fuck these bitches and you're a narcissist unless you're just a demon and shit, or possessed by drujits, which is spirits that are around you that haven't graduated and are just on the earth plane, who are half of the people, half of the beings that were born in infancy. They weren't even taught, and they didn't even want to go to the schools afterward. They wanted to roam the earth and continue to grow deaf, dumb, and blind in their realities, not knowing that they're dead and nothing. You know what I'm saying? Then you got some that was just raised up, who are chosen ones, who are protected by the Most High Creator and had the angels or the SFs and the Asars with him, and they reported their lives back up to the kingdom, like the true kingdom. Like, nigga, we have a fucking kingdom. Most High got a ripened. He knows the ripened spirits on the earth, G. That's the job of God that He anoints and shit to do the shit, and that God uses lords to go all over the land. That establishes lands. It's like rulership. It's governments. You can't see how they rule because they've been around for so many thousands of years. You just lost contact because of the vibration and the frequency and the megahertz, and it just took you off of your shit where you forgot. That's all. You're getting back on the right Sabbath, G. You're gonna understand. You got no choice but to. It'll be cosmically in tune into your ass. When they talking about your 12 DNA strands and all that shit, everything is just gonna come right back because you're eating the right way. You wondering like, oh, it's gonna come back. No, it comes back when you put in the work. You pay your spiritual tithe. You let your shit get up to the crown chakra, or every month you let it go to the next chakra. That's called paying your tithes. And if it gets to the crown chakra, you get your gifts, man. Now you get an upgrade. It happens all the time. You're supposed to look for your upgrades every time. Confidence, whatever you're good at. Whatever your spiritual natal chart shows that you're good at, it'll enhance all of those gifts that you're supposed to be doing. Your natal chart already told you what you're supposed to be doing, but they stole that from you. And they also make it seem like you ain't supposed to be acknowledging that or knowing that. Oh, that's some bullshit. Baby, oh, that's some that, the zodiac, that's something. If it was some bullshit, why are you calling your days Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursdays and shit? You know what I mean? As far as like named after planets and named after certain gods, if you call the gods certain planets, shit. We know those stories came from the original origin of the true stories that you got, and they change it. But the Most Highs is going. They created people that are going to see through all that shit. Philosophers that don't even have to go to school. That just everybody's a philosopher. Shit, we can do the knowledge. It's the foundation, which is today knowledge. We can all do the knowledge. We can look, listen, and observe and respect. Right? That's how we deal equal with all things in existence, with all things that be. Because knowledge that borns equality, and equality borns what? Wisdom. That's 1, 6, and 2 now. Because equality borns the wisdom. We wonder how wisdom gets born. It gets born through knowledge is equality. That's how it gets born. This is how she here. This is how the X chromosome come up. Then she borns everything. We get to that superb understanding. Because 1 and 6 is 7, plus 2 more is 9. That's completions. That's born. That's endings. Ending of growth of actually gestation and beginning of life that we can know of, that we can breathe now. Now we're breathing. We're breathing. We're connected now. Not to a machine, but only to the creator. If you're going to be codependent on the creator. The creator sends certain things to you. I ain't got shit. But the creator sends it to me through certain enemies. Motherfuckers that don't even like me and shit. And they'll smile right in my face and shit. But give me things through them. Then allow them to see me. You can be on a hard ass board. Nobody probably never liked you, but the creator. And what that Bible say, that Bible say, shit, the world could be against you. The Most High is for you. Who can be against you, nigga? That nigga's the one. That right, Dougie Dub. I got me some fruit over here, y'all. I got blessed with a zucchini. Not a zucchini, a papaya. I'm blessed. The lady tried to give me one. It wasn't as, she wasn't happy to give it to me, but I had to change that energy and shit and be grateful for it. They hooked me up out of NAGA. That's because all that minerals went up into my nostrils and shit. You know what I'm saying? And started cleaning out my sinuses. I'm sitting right in front of the water. This is crystals, lava stones. I'm sitting on a lava wall. You know what I'm saying? I got the sun beaming on the NAGA. I just got to eat some liquid light, which is fruit, which Most High wants you to eat anyways. Raw food. You know, if I can afford it, I wouldn't even, you know, they make greens cost so much. It's like, damn, man, a salad, if you buy some greens out here, it's like $12.99 and shit. Like, you can only spurge like once or twice a month with that. Then you put your little fixings in there. They want to charge a grip for everything else. So I have to like nigga rig it and shit. You know what I'm saying? And still get the best of the benefits about of the God degree, the nourishment. So yeah, all of this we got this from knowledge and shit. You know what I'm saying? If we looking at the knowledge equality in the alphabet, that's power, right? So yeah, we knowledge in the power. We know our power. We now the power is the energy, force, and magnetism. That's the 16th letter, the P, right? I think the P is 16. Yeah. So that's who's the true all power? God, which is God. And keep your cipher divine, because you are just many gods that's growing up. So this is why it's worth protecting you, because you're gonna be gods of worlds as well. You're gonna be traveling around as well. You're gonna be going to different worlds as well. This is to bypass the first and second resurrection. These are the keys. What we're talking about right now. Unless you'll be in a long season in the afterlife, when you're birthed into your actual form, which is your cosmic form, your light form, being able to grab substances up out of the atmosphere or up out of the eth or the ether or the actual elements around you and make a corporeal body, a physical appearance of a physical body. That's why they give you all these little sciences of where they show Jesus come back and things of that nature, and he had a different body and all that. But it's been happening a lot of times. They already told you about that in the Bible and shit. When Samuel, who the ones who anointed King Dawid or King David, he came back after he passed away, and he was summoned by the King Saul. And King Saul was wanting to know what the hell to do. And he told King Saul what the hell was going to happen, and it was crazy. If y'all don't know that story, check it out. But this is a spiritual reality, G. It's more than just what we think is the science that we think of when we combine this element and then that element, and then ta-da, these things just go for forever. No, these elements are there, and then the breath, whoo, makes it go for forever. It's the all motion. Certain things end so other things can begin. That's build and destroy. That's two ciphers. 360 degrees this way, 360 degrees that way. You put them together, that's the infinity symbol, which is he and her, the 8th letter in the alphabet. Man and woman. He, her. They both together. You get he, that's H-E, her, H-E, and R. You know what I'm saying? So he and her, they rule together. It's the energies. It's chemistry. You got two sides of chemistry, acid and acidic. It's like there's two sides of your family, you know? It's all gonna be duality. It's gonna be hot and cold. You're gonna have the middle too. But if you're an extremist, you're only gonna go down. You're not gonna see the middle. You're not gonna see the beautiful blend right in the middle. You're only gonna see the extreme. So yeah, now we're just establishing the true Sabbath. You know, you sit back and relax and give honor to the creation. You can see the book yourself. It's right here. You know what I'm saying? Where all the elements meet. You got the land, you got the water, and you got the sky. You can get to a beach, you got all them elements together. They're all together at the same time. Where can you go and find have all the elements together at the same time, existing, naturally occurring like that? Oh wait, man. It's all simple, G. We overcomplex things. We watch too much shit that they done fed us over the years, Chief, and it's kind of fucked up. They fed us a curriculum in school about history, what we're supposed to do, what we have to do, and next, you know, we start following it. But Manaka, don't you remember? Shit, even if it was Saturday, we all did Sabbath shit on Saturdays anyways. We didn't cook until the sun went down. You know what I mean? It was like if we didn't prepare food until the food was already, or the food was already prepared, we just warmed it up because the night before, it's just little stuff that was already in us that we was continued on doing. They just mixed in the actual, because you know it's chemistry. They just mixed in the other, like the drugs and the alcohols that we used to have control over on ourselves, but they just have more spirits to put up in there now, you know, and it kind of messed us up when you're dealing when they bring in their familiar spirits that you're not familiar with. It's a lesson for you. So Most High is giving you actual training. It's a lesson for you to be able to see, like, okay, I get it now. And this is with all life forms. It just depends, you know. If you look at Africans, like a lot of people thought we was all African and shit, and then just look at niggas like, you go to Africa. And you're like, well, look like no African. No African talk like me. They ain't got that little vibe like this. If you put this, but say that this, he can't even fake like me. You know what I'm saying? If he did, you know he faking. My people got an infinite different styles, nigga. Every last one of us. That's showing the infinite of the creator. You're not gonna find out one of us damn near the same unless we got a similar spirit. And so if you go in Africa on their land, you're not gonna see like wild animals like that are friendly living amongst them like that with grass and shit. Maybe, but not like how you would in America. America was always like that. Niggas was always like that. It was the farmers, P. They had big ass whole states that was farm, that was dedicated to farming. Big ass corn state. The whole state dedicated to corn, damn near, G. That's how sacred corn was to us. The horn of plenty. We had everything, G. And so we was forced to do certain things in our own lands, and that's a whole nother story. But that's what happened, and everything changed about. You know, we basically was we gave a lot of land away. We actually gave a lot of land away. We didn't really care about the money. It was just like, here, what, $1? Yeah, take that land. What, you need them 50 acres over there? Psst, man, go ahead and take that. You gotta get it to you, man. I don't need that dollar. The dollar was a slap in the face anyways. But just saying that we didn't need the dollar was just saying that, damn, if that's all you got to give is that dollar, and I don't, you know, this the most you have to give, it is all you got to give is keep it. I don't want to take your last. That's how we seen it. Like, we got enough to give you. But what happens? You know, if the cluster B personality, now we can finagle that in there because there's hidden gems behind this. You know, the Moors been doing things. They've been marrying their way into a lot of different indigenous cultures in America. You know, once they, you know, the Moors, they married into, you know, the Incas. And once that happened, it was over. There was no more Inca. Them niggas came over and established Christos. And them been the same ever since and down there. And they try to do that everywhere. You gotta remember, man, it's dark motherfuckers that's running this shit behind the thing. This Sabbath, we're establishing that we're getting into the power of the Creator, the Most High, with nothing. It ain't gonna be the same no more, G. If you hear it like this is that energy, force, and magnetism. We're using the actual power, that P, that knowledge and equality. You know what I'm saying? If we knowledge and equality, we know that knowledge borns equality. This is proven true at no limit of time. That born 7. 1 and 6 equals 7. That's God. That is the actual motivator, sustainer, controller, and Lord of all the worlds. He's thousands of years old. We have to make things simple so you can get it through different cycles. And these are different gods that rule anyways. And it's not like a controlling God. There are different false gods that rule, but there's one main true God who lives in, who's in third resurrection, the highest heaven on earth, which is, or in the earth and this heavens, which is where the seventh heaven relies or resides at. Anything below that, it's subject to get taken over by a false god, one who is actually could be a Lord God, and he can control all the world. He can control all the lands. But now you know that information. So now you see it's the cleaning up going on. It's going down in the upper rooms. And if it's going down in the upper rooms, this is what's happening right now. Like it's about to trickle down on Earth. So the natural disasters and all of that, that's real. Coupled with the actual weapons, the light weapons, everything is happening, G. And they know it. Even with everything, G. It's all lined up with their script and the Most High script. But it's spiritual first. All right. So, with that being said, I ain't gonna say too much, man. No more. The true Sabbath is established now after the 2nd of October for sure. This is where the solar eclipse comes into play, and this is where the new moon comes into play, and a new moon comes into play, and it's a new moon in Virgo, tropically, and a new moon in Leo, sidereally. So all these energies you have to put to use. If it's a Leo, put that to use, like to get it done, the leadership. Virgo, ground yourself, get ready for the ride. It's going down. All right, Thuggy Does. I love y'all. Don't give me five. Come here, baby. Come here. Come show me some love. Come show me some love. Don't say hi to everybody. Like you ain't got no food in your hand. Come here, baby. They've been so nice and patient. You're like, okay. Well, I guess they don't want to say nothing. I ain't gonna hold it out too long. I'm just gonna chill out. All right, y'all. I'll deal with you in the next one. Thank you for joining me.